A great turnout so far. There's about 188, okay, almost 200. This webinar is actually open to all, including those in UTM and outside of UTM. Can I see a thumbs up, those from UTM? Okay. Thank you, thank you. We have active participants. Your interactive session will be come in handy, yeah, Prof? Okay. Thank you for all your responses. Appreciate it. Okay, so many mostly from UTM. Glad to know that. As for the rest, kindly mute your audio, yeah? Sharu Ami, Azhar, wow, so many. Okay. Aizat, Fahmi, thank you. When we share the attendance in a bit, around 10:30 perhaps, yeah, we hope that you could fill in the attendance form stating where you're from, as this is an open webinar. So we also would like to know whether you're academician, an academician, whether you're from Malaysia or outside of Malaysia. It's quite important for us to document that information. Dr. Zulfika, okay, hi. There's no psychology or counseling session today, yeah, Dr. Zulfika. But thank you for joining us. Okay, maybe I can just start with the introduction. Prof. Nordin, Prof. Warda, is that all right? So that we will have enough time beginning at exactly 10. Okay, then. Another 1 minute. So let's just begin, yeah, with the introduction. Good morning, everyone, and evening to Prof. Nordin in the US. Okay. And welcome to today's webinar on digital leadership. I'm Zaliha Abdullah, and I will be moderating this session today. We are thrilled to have all of you here as we explore the evolving role of digital leaders in higher education. Very demanding field indeed, yeah. For your information, this webinar is part of the DXC project. In definition, accelerating digital transformation for higher education institutions in Southeast Asia. I've pasted the website link of DXC at the chat section. Please have a look. This project is co-funded by Erasmus Plus, Capacity Building in Higher Education, CBHE. This project focuses on equipping universities in Malaysia, Cambodia, and Laos with the necessary strategies and framework to lead digital transformation effectively. One of the key aspects of the XC project is to strengthen digital leadership, ensuring that institution can navigate technological advancement, foster innovation, and drive meaningful change. So again, please kindly visit the website I have shared in the chat section. And with this, we have an insightful session ahead. There will be 3 sessions to be exact. We begin with this digital transformation webinar first, follow up with another 2 sessions on 30th of March and 30th of April, if not mistaken. I'll share more information later once this webinar ends. Yeah. And then with this, we have we are going to present to you two esteemed speakers who will share their experience on this crucial topic of digital leadership. Let me introduce to you the first speaker. It is my pleasure to introduce Professor Nordin Yahya, a distinguished expert and a pioneer of the DXC project. His extensive work in higher education leadership has laid a strong foundation for digital initiative across the region. So Prof. Nordin is a professor of engineering at UTM, but currently he is in the United States, at the University of Wyoming as part of the Fulbright US Asian Visiting Scholars Program. He will soon be retiring. I hope not. Okay, leaving behind an impressive legacy in international higher education. Throughout his career, Prof. Nordin has held many leadership roles, including Vice President of the GE4 Network, UTM Pro Vice Chancellor International, and Director of the Malaysia Higher Education Leadership Academy, or ACAP. I think most of us Malaysian are familiar with ACAP. He has also received several prestigious awards, including the 2017 Amity University Global Academic Excellence Award and the 2018 World Education Congress Education Leadership Award. So today, he will share his valuable insight on digital leadership and its impact on institutional change. So Prof. Nordin, I hand it over to you.
Thank you, Zach. Let me share my slide. Can you see my slide?
Yep, we can see it clearly, Prof.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone. All participants from UTM, and I noticed there are some international participants attending our session. Thank you, Zach, SMC, for warm introduction for myself. And most importantly, thank you all for taking time to join us today. Now let me be upfront. I'm not an expert in digital transformation. Okay, I'm here because I had the chance to lead a project funded by Erasmus Plus Capacity Building for Higher Education, CBHE, as explained by Dr. Zaliha just now, focusing on accelerating digital transformation in universities across Southeast Asia. My role is to share what we have learned, exchange ideas, and hopefully spark some meaningful conversation around this topic. I truly appreciate the opportunity to speak with you and hope that today's session will be practical, engaging, beneficial for everyone. But before we dive into the discussion, let me just go through quickly the content that I will be presenting. So Zach already has introduced DXC project. I go into subtopics on digital transformation and digital leadership in higher education. And then we talk about digital leadership competencies, then digital maturity assessment. So we'll do some exercise in our session, some questionnaire.
Satu semester.
Yeah.
Tapi dia akan
And then we look
mantap kat
into some
UC.
strategies of how to transition into what I call digital first institutions. We'll talk more about it later. digital first institution. Higher education is rapidly evolving, and digital transformation is no longer optional. It is something essential. We are facing challenges, especially in Southeast Asia, in adopting AI-powered systems and digital-first strategies. There are many aspects that are going to question all these issues, and we'll try to find answers to this. How can universities in our region effectively transition to digital-first institutions? What role does digital leadership play in this transformation? How can AI enhance teaching, learning, and university operations? These are some of the key questions we will explore today, and my role is to share what we have learned about digital transformation in higher education as in the XC project, and how we can apply these insights to improve teaching, learning, and university administration. Digital transformation is impacting all sectors. Let's be honest, we are still doing the same thing, but just completely differently. Think about it, we still shop, pay bills, go to hospitals, go to schools, but how we do things has completely changed. Digital transformation hasn't eliminated everyday tasks, but it has revolutionized how we do them. So when was the last time you walked into the bank just to do things like money transfer? We still shop for groceries and food, but do you carry cash anymore? You don't, right? We still pay bills, but do you go to the post office to do that? We still commute from one place to another, but we don't flag down the taxi anymore. We just use Grab or Uber. When was the last time you planned a trip with travel agent, or use a paper folded map, or for navigation, or use a printed boarding pass? Even for Umrah, something that was once managed entirely by travel agent or travel agencies, now we can plan DIY just because of this thing called digital transformation. So we have changed so much in terms of digital, but we do not actually realize it, how different our life is now. We cannot imagine our life now without a smartphone or ChatGPT, maybe. So that's digital transformation in action, we call it. It's not just using technology, but it's about making life easier, faster, and more efficient, more connected. So what about universities? Just like banking, transportation, and travel, higher education must also evolve. The way we teach, operate, and engage students needs to keep up with this digital era. The big question is, are we moving forward, or are we falling behind? Or we falling behind? So let's dive in and explore how universities cannot just adopt, but we have to lead the way. Let's be real, in many instances, when we deal with outside, either with public sectors or private sectors, we expect every service we use to be fast, efficient, and digital. What do we expect from immigration department, for example, or what do we expect from the land office or municipal office? We want them to deliver their services fast and efficient. We demand, for example, for banking services and financial services, we demand 24/7 services. We want to have access to our account. Not like last time, you only can go to the bank during office hours. We want to have AI-powered chatbots and instant transactions and feedback from everyone that we're dealing with. But what about us in higher education, in universities? While we expect others or other sectors to keep up with the digital transformation, are we applying the same standards, to our own universities? We demand efficiency from others, but are we delivering digital first experiences for our students, to our staff and researchers? Higher education globally has been slower to transform compared to other industries. Even in the US, I just received this advertisement in the US on what they call AI Week. It's going to be held next week. So you see the topics here is quite small. They'll be talking about the state of AI in higher education, and how colleges are responding to AI, writing instruction in the era of AI, navigating the AI revolution. So AI and digital transformation really are touching every nerve of us in higher education. But how are we going to respond to it? How are we going to learn from other sectors? How are we going to tap their experiences in order to apply the same transformation principles to higher education? If customer service is now customer service is now powered by AI chatbots, for example, can universities provide AI-powered academic advising as what in healthcare industries or in the banking industry? If national ID systems are moving to digital verification, can universities adopt AI-powered identity verification? Now we can use QR code just to get past the immigration gate, in less than 1 minute. So they are really, really transforming our life. But are we transforming the stakeholders within our circle? If AI can detect fraud in financial transaction, can AI monitor academic integrity in exams and assessments? So the bottom line is, are we keeping up with our own expectation? So I will be talking, jumping from one topic to another. I will talk about what I mentioned earlier, digital first universities. So what is a digital first university? Digital landscape has fundamentally reshaped how universities operate, changing the way students learn, the way we teach, and instructions to deliver education. And in today's talk, I'll explore what defines digital first university, why it matters, and how global universities are leading this transformation. One of the key terms that has gained global recognition is digital first universities. The meaning of digital first university is not simply an institution that adopts technology. It is an institution that designs its academic and operational strategies with digital transformation at the core. So this is the fundamental understanding. Rather than adopting digital tools to traditional education models and processes, these universities, digital first universities, reimagine teaching, learning, administration, university operations, student services, and students' experiences from a digital first perspective. So this is the major understanding that we have to know. So what are the core characteristics of digital first universities? So basically, things that probably we know already, they're talking about online and blended learning as the norm, cloud-based and AI-powered education platforms, digital credentials and micro-certifications, data-driven decision-making, strong industry and public-private partnership, seamless integration of emerging technologies. But we're talking about ecosystem. So it's not being designed in isolation or in fragmented way. I'll give some examples of what, based on my small research, for what we call as digital first universities. So there are many universities in the world, from MIT to NUS to University of Queensland. Leading universities worldwide are not just adopting technology, they are reshaping how learning, research, and administration functions in a digital first world. So what sets them apart? They focus on the core university functions that use AI, automation, digital tools to stay ahead. So they have a personalized and AI-driven learning. Universities like MIT and NUS, even NUS, use AI-powered courses customization to tailor learning experiences based on individual student needs. Universities like Edinburgh and Arizona State University, they use seamless digital student services where they leverage AI, chatbots, and predictive analytics to enhance the student support, streamlining enrollment, and monitor the performance of the students in order to boost retention. They have, at many universities around the world now, they have, first digital universities, they have smart and sustainable campuses. This is something that we already familiar with. They have micro credentials. They really focusing on lifelong learning and future-proof certifications. They use blockchain-based credentials and stackable learning pathways that making degrees more flexible, accessible, and industry relevant. So why does it matter? Why digital transformation matter in higher education? There are many reasons for it. We can justify in many ways, but let me say that most of these universities that identify themselves as first digital university are realizing that students today are not the same as they were 20 years ago. Our students, they are grown up in first digital world. They expect their university experience to reflect this. So when they born, they are already in digital world, and when they come to university, they expect that they are in digital environment. Even new academic staff now in the 20s that we recently recruited, for example, many of them are digital natives. So they want modern tech-driven environments for teaching, research, and collaboration. Probably people like me who are retiring very soon, not familiar or not expecting much about digital revolution, but these are people in the future who want to see digital first universities. We have seen digital first universities like MIT and US, like I mentioned, leading the way by integrating AI-driven automation and learning and smart campus solutions into the core functions. You go into the environment, like myself at the University of Wyoming, although it is not a well-known university or big university or very advanced university, but the digital environment is overwhelming. I think is very convenient to do things. It's seamless. You don't have to do much in terms of administration. Everything is online. So the big question again, are we ready here in our region? Let's be real. Universities that embrace digital transformation will move forward faster compared to others. So the choice is clear. Either we move forward and lead the change or get left behind. So what's the choice for us? We don't have much choice, right? We have to move forward. So let's talk about digital leadership. this is my second point. As universities around the world, the examples that I gave just now navigate the past, the rapid changes brought by digital transformation. Who is actually, we want to ask question, who is responsible for leading and implementing this transformation in our institutions? At UTM, for example, who's supposed to drive the change? The truth is digital transformation does not happen automatically. Someone has to drive it. This is why we're talking about digital leadership. It requires strong leadership, strategic planning, and a culture of innovation, and brave to face the changes. Here we'll explore some terminologies here again. We will talk about what is digital leadership, and then we're going to talk why must university leaders drive a change. What are the core responsibilities of digital leaders? Thank you, Dr. Zul. I think let me see. I can see. I can see the chat now, but okay, I will respond to that later, Dr. Zul. When we talk about digital transformation, we assume it's all about technology. Okay, invest money in new software or fancy AI tools, or upgrading infrastructure. But in reality, it's about vision, culture change, and long-term strategy. So digital leadership isn't just about adopting or buying new tools. It's about reimagining how universities operate. We have to have leaders that have this vision, that want to change our environment, that see the way through, how to go about and doing it. They will be able to enhance student learning, will make our academic staff engage with their work, and administrative operation and make our institution efficient. A true digital leader isn't just tech savvy. So maybe there are computer scientists who know about stuff, but most importantly, actually, they understand the cultural and organizational change needed to make digital transformation a success, and what required to be done in terms of transformation. So why must university leaders drive this change? So that's the job. Okay, who are the leaders then? We talk about it later. Yes, academic staff, all of us, IT managers, administrators, all play an important role. But without strong leadership, digital transformation can become fragmented. You know, different departments working in silos without unified direction, lacking strategy, you know, without leadership buy-in, digital projects remain small scale, small pieces here and there, with no sustainable solution. You know, we will be outdated in just 1 or 2 years. And in terms of culture, we will be heavily resisted by the people. So without leadership support, faculty and staff may resist change. Of course, change is difficult and many will resist change. There are ways of managing change. And this is the responsibility of university leaders. So practically the core responsibility for digital leaders, number one is setting a vision. So basically aligning digital transformation with institutional goals. Leaders must define how technology will enhance learning, research, and administration. How all of these changes can improve and make our institution more efficient and beneficial to everyone. Digital transformation must be embedded in the university strategic plan, not treated as a side project. If it is a side project, then it is small and fragmented. Number two, driving cultural change. So what does it mean? It's overcoming resistance, fostering innovation. Number three, ensuring ethical leadership, basically promoting responsible, inclusive, and secure use of digital technologies, including make sure that we have a proper data privacy, cyber security, and responsible AI governance. Number four, building digital competency, meaning fostering a culture of digital readiness and continuous learning. Support continuous professional development is the key, is one of the main keys of keeping universities competitive in the digital era. All right. Let's do a little bit exercise. Let's take a moment to do some self-reflection. While I'm explaining this, you can start use your mobile phone to scan the QR code. This is not a test, you know, there are no right or wrong answer. This is a self-assessment of digital leadership competency. You will answer a short self-assessment survey. Can you do that? I want, can you open the page of the survey? Okay, thank you. You will answer a short self-assessment survey that evaluates different aspects of digital leadership competencies. The questions will cover areas such as digital vision, technology literacy, change management, and AI adoption in education. So scan the QR code and you'll take a few minutes. Share the link. Can you do that, Zach, somewhere? Probably in the chat. Otherwise, if you want to use computer, maybe you need to have the link embedded to the chat. Okay. Hopefully you can open it because the system is I'm using Qualtrics that is based at the University of Wyoming. So be honest with yourself. So don't worry, it is a purely your own reflection of your own leadership skills. You receive a score at the end. You receive a score at the end. I will share the rubric how to interpret your results later. So the ability is if you have that done, keep it to yourself. Keep to yourself. I will show the rubric later. I'll show the rubric. Don't worry. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the competencies. Competencies, essential digital leadership competencies for university leaders. All of us are leaders, actually. So we are leaders in our own way in our institutions. Some of us are VCs. Well, I don't, there are VCs here. Deputy vice chancellors or vice presidents, deans, directors, head of department, coordinators, etc. So when we talk about leadership, it is crucial to define the qualities and competencies that determine whether someone possesses the necessary skills to lead effectively in higher education institutions. In this era, effective leadership requires combination of traditional leadership qualities that are usually required to lead higher education institutions, and also new digital competencies to successfully drive transformation in higher education. While conventional competencies such as vision, integrity, problem solving, networking, team building, strategic thinking remain fundamental in leadership, in higher education leadership. Digital leadership demands additional expertise in navigating technological advancements, in encouraging innovation and ensuring ethical digital governance in our institutions. So let's explore the list. So actually, the list of or the digital competencies can be as many as you want. You know, I put 8 here. It can be 5, it can be 10, it can be 15. It doesn't matter. It depends on the model. So in the previous section, we conducted our digital leadership competency assessment to help you reflect on your strengths and access to your own ability so that we can identify areas of growth. So let's take a deeper dive into the specific leadership competencies that drive successful digital transformation in higher education. So these competencies are not, although they are, I say that we can have 8 or 10 or 15, but they are not randomly selected. So they are not random. They are based on established leadership models and global best practices. For this presentation, for the purpose of this presentation, I chose 8. Although there are 8, but they are based on authentic leadership framework such as MIT Sloan Digital Leadership Model, JISC Digital Learning Framework. This is a very good reference on digital leadership and digital transformation, JISC, based in the UK. Deloitte Digital Maturity Model, we're going to use this as well later. International Association of Universities, they publish a report on digital leadership. And there is also European Commission Digital Education Action Plan 21-27, which outline the digital competencies. So what are the 8 here? Number 1 is digital vision and strategic leadership. Number 2, technology and data literacy. Number 3, cyber security, ethics and AI governance. Number 4, student-centric digital learning and pedagogy. Number 5, change management and digital culture. Number 6, agile and adaptive leadership. Number 7, collaboration and digital partnership
Sorry,
development.
Prof. Sorry to disturb you. We don't see your slide. Can you like reshare?
Oh, resume. Stop sharing, resume. So somehow I added. Okay. Now you can see?
Clear, Prof.
All right, sorry about that. Something happened. Dah lama ke tak ada ni? Anyway,
Just for a bit.
just now, okay. Okay, there are 8 leadership competencies, and each of these has its own dictionary description about, for example, what does it mean by number 5, change management and digital culture. It means that the competency of a leader in leading institutional change, overcoming resistance, and fostering a culture of continuous digital adaptation. So that is the dictionary of that definition. So for others, each of these, you can have this letter in our document and can download from our website. The description of each of these reflect the skills required by the leaders, you know, in driving digital transformation. So let's move back to our digital score, digital competency score. If you, okay, I divided here into 5 categories, 5 levels, yeah. From limited digital readiness, number 1, level 1 at the bottom there, and then merging digital leader. Number 3, developing digital leader. Number 4, proactive digital leader. And number 5, visionary digital leader. If your score is, for example, 25, meaning you are in between 20 and 27, you are categorized as developing digital leader. So what does it mean? The description is you recognize the importance of digital transformation, but may lack a clear institutional strategy or support. Digital adoption is inconsistent, and faculty and staff engagement may be limited. So there is a brief description of level 3. So the same thing as, so for example, if your score is, maybe some of you really well ahead, and and in category 5, level 5, as visionary digital leader. So you lead digital transformation at your institution, aligning technology with academic and operational strategies. You foster a digital-first culture and effectively integrate AI, automation, data analytics into learning and administration. So basically, again, this is no right or wrong answer. The assessment is very brief. Also, it's not just this is a simplified assessment. It's not validated, so don't worry about it. But it helps identify strengths and areas for improvement. More rigorous validation process and assessments are needed for precise evaluation of leadership capabilities. Yeah? So don't worry about it. It's just a reflection of where we are as individuals. And leadership is all about growth. So leadership growth is a continuous journey. Your score today is just a starting point. The goal is to build these competencies and adapt to the evolving digital landscape in the future. And competencies levels may vary across different leadership roles. If you are as academy or administrator, you are IT professionals, your digital skills will be different. So don't worry about it. It's just a reflection. But I put a small comparison mapping of ACAP, maybe because I'm familiar with ACAP leadership framework. So I make a quick comparison or mapping between ACAP leadership and digital leadership competencies. So in this comparison, the ACAP leadership domains provide a framework for leadership in higher education. Yes, but it's focusing on personal, cognitive leadership and strategy effectiveness. Whereas digital leadership align with and extend these domains by integrating AI-driven decision-making, data analytics, and technology-enabled innovation. For example, we're talking about leading in the context of conventional or traditional leadership domains. We're talking about visionary leadership and team development and decision making must now be coupled with leading digital culture, managing digital change, and making AI-driven institutional decisions that align with the strategic goals of the institution. So that's how the extension happened. So the mapping is actually fit quite well, of course. So this is not being validated, but this is something that is interesting to look at. Okay, quickly, let's move. I jump a little bit more. So you're talking about, I don't have much time now. Already, I have about 10 minutes left. I want to talk about digital maturity assessment. I don't know whether you are familiar with this terminology. So far, we focus on digital leadership competencies, yes, which are the individual skills and capabilities, okay, required to drive digital transformation. But leadership alone is not enough for meaningful change. We need more than individuals. We need the entire institution to be ready to adopt and sustain digital transformation. So this brings us to DMA, Digital Maturity Assessment, a framework that evaluates where an institution stands in terms of AI readiness, digital infrastructure, governance, and smart campus solutions. While we were talking about digital leadership competency, it's about empowering individuals. DMA is about assessing institutional capacity or capability and identifying gaps that must be addressed in order for us to drive DX. So what does it mean? So the definition is simple. It's a structured evaluation framework designed to assess a university's readiness for AI, digital governance, smart campus solutions, and digital teaching and learning. I'm sorry, I have to drink. I took video for a while. It's a night time in America, so so DMA is a structured evaluation of a university readiness. So what they are doing? I mean, what DMA is doing basically evaluates and identify gaps in key areas such as digital infrastructure, AI in teaching and learning, AI-driven student services, digital leadership and governance, faculty and staff digital competencies. So these are areas that are being evaluated in DMA. And all of this can help the institution to improve or to move forward in their planning. Currently, I'm in the University of Wyoming. It's a relatively small university located in remote area, quite far from everything else. It's not very well renowned, but it is a university that is really moving forward in terms of digital transformation. So I am experiencing this myself firsthand at this university. While, as mentioned, it's not really top ranked and global renowned university, it is making significant strides in transforming the digital infrastructure and service delivery. The initiative that I mentioned in all of these 5 areas are actively implemented here. And I feel at home with all the facilities here, and they are really moving forward. And the students here are very lucky to have a university that really supporting their journey here in learning. In terms of DMA, they are again adopted from various levels. There are many models that we can use to benchmark this. The famous one in terms of DMA is Deloitte Digital Maturity Model, MIT Sloan Digital Maturity Model, JIC Digital Capability Framework, and there's another one, Added Cost Digital Framework Model. All of these actually come up with five levels of DMA. However, most of these models are being applied in general in businesses and in corporate world, except for JIC digital capability and also EduCost digital transformation, which suited more to the higher education. So I combine all of this and come up with 5-level DMA that we can use in our assessment today. So the 5 levels are digital awareness. Number 2, digital experimentation. Number 3, digital enablement. Number 4, digital integration. And number 5, digital leadership and innovation. Each of these has its own deliberation. I don't have time to go through this. But again, we're going to do another round of digital maturity of exercise. We can use the QR code again for you to assess your own institution. So irrespective where you are, it doesn't matter your assessment about UTM is from your perspective, what you think UTM is in terms of DMA. And so where does your institution stand on the digital maturity? Can you open the QR code? So again, there are no right or wrong answer. Thank you, Kim Hong. Okay, there are no right or wrong answer, just an honest reflection of your institution's digital maturity level. Your responses will help identify strengths and areas for improvement. And at the end, I show you a rubric, another rubric to show or to reflect where we are, where you are in your institution. Can I move now the QR code? Boleh, All right. Okay, this is the rubric. DMA rubric for universities. It's divided into 5 again. So we have done 2 assessments. Yeah? One on digital leadership competency assessment. This was about you. It was about you as an individual. It helped you reflect on your own digital leadership competencies and areas for growth. Okay. The second assessment is digital maturity assessment. We are shifting now to our institution. Where does your university stand in its digital transformation journey? So let's take a moment and based on the digital mainstream rubric, universities fall into 5 levels, you know, and I don't know where UTM is, how to capture the response. I cannot, actually I have the system to check, but Dr. Zul, you got 45. Okay, I use your score, Dr. Zul. If your assessment about UTM is 45, Cik Farid from Pago also 43, around that. So maybe we are between 41 and 60. So UTM, we can say, well, just take this example. Many of us probably assessing UTM at between 41 and 60. So we are at level 3, developing digital institution. So this is what we call digital enablement. Yeah? So what does it mean? We have basic digital policies and tools. LMS, blended learning, some administrative automation exists, but digital effort remains siloed. AI-driven tools are not fully adopted and integration across faculties is inconsistent. So that's the description about level 3. So if whatever it is, what most important is actually how to move forward. Okay, for example, if we are in between, we are say level 3, developing digital institution. So we have something already in terms of LMS, blended learning, and some administrative automation are already in place. We know we have Radis, we have something and quite extensive digitalization in terms of HR, yes. However, there are areas of improvement, right? So how do we move forward? To level up, institutions need to standardize AI adoption, for example, strengthen faculty digital skills, and optimize automation. And to move from level 3 to level 4, for example, level 4 is what we call digital integration, where we have structured digital strategy with AI, LMS, and smart campus technologies in place. Faculty and student engagement in digital learning is strong. Okay, but full automation, AI governance, and cybersecurity probably still require improvement. That will probably in level 5 lah. So this is something that we can do. So most important when we identify our level is how to move forward. We know exactly what to improve. So on final thought, I run out of time now. In terms of moving forward, we have covered quite a lot, from understanding digital leadership to at the individual level, and then we do academia and exploring the strategic. Now we're going to do a little bit of strategic roadmap for transitioning into digital first university. Now that we have a clearer picture where we stand, for example, we are level 3, how to move forward again. If we are in level 3, where we have basic digital tools exist, but AI adoption is inconsistent, then there are steps to be taken in order for us to move to level 4. You know, for example, here we can do standardized AI integration across teaching research, invest in learning analytics and automation, and strengthen faculty AI digital skills training, Learning analytics require our LMS to have AI plugins, for example, so that we have more data gathering about the activities, and we are able to carry out predictive analytics in terms of students' performance, just as an example. So we have to invest in terms of tools, but we also have to, at the same time, we have also to invest in terms of professional development for our staff. So by having key strategy action at every level, we will be able to identify what's next in terms of strategy actions. All right, key takeaways in my presentation today: the future of higher education is digital first, meaning digital transformation is inevitable. You cannot run away from it. If you're not doing this, then you'll be left behind. As simple as that. We must evolve like other industries of finance, healthcare, logistics, businesses, airline industry, logistics, everything else has moved forward and transformed our life. We are doing different things all together now, and we'll be doing different things in the future. But higher education, if we are not taking the steps now, then we'll be left behind. Who's supposed to drive this? Leaders. So digital leadership is critical. Strong leadership is needed to drive cultural change, innovation, and institutional transformation. AI-driven universities are the future. AI-powered learning, smart campus solutions, automations certainly will enhance efficiency and the quality, and our main stakeholder is student, will enhance the quality for our students, the outcomes, student outcomes and attributes, and hopefully will improve their employability. Digital maturity varies, yes. Although we fall into different levels of digital maturity, if coming from different country or at different stage of development, we are at different level of digital maturity, but doesn't matter. What most important is we identify where we are, and we identify what are the steps forward to be taken in order for us to move. And all has to be planned properly. So strategic roadmap is essential. A structured AI-powered digital first strategy will be able to ensure sustainable transformation. So let's ask some final questions. Same question again: where does your institution stand in digital maturity? What steps can your UC take to become a digital first institutions? And individually, those who here, for example, how can you contribute as digital leader in your institution? But this is not the end of today's discussion. This is beginning of a larger journey for all of us. Before I close, again, I want to sincerely apologize for any shortcomings in this session. As I mentioned, I'm not an expert, and I know that many of you here are in this session experts, or I can bring more better expertise or credible expertise and experience in the field. That's why this is not a one-way conversation. We should have a discussion. We should have an exchange, and let's work together to navigate this transformation. I have one quote there, two quotes actually. We are preparing students. This is a quote by Secretary of Education in the US. A lot of things happening in the US now. They are revamping the Department of Education, but this is a quote that's very interesting. We are preparing students for jobs that don't yet exist, using technologies that haven't been invented to solve problems we don't even know are problems yet. So all of this actually only can be answered or solved using digital transformation at our institution. And my final word is one quote that I give based on my presentation today. A truly digital first university isn't just about using technology, it's about reimagining education, empowering learners, and leading the transformation. The future belongs to institutions that innovate, adapt, and embrace change. Thank you very much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Prof. Nordin. An interesting point I think it's interesting point of view that you've shared with us, especially for each institution to consider in how they can measure digital leadership, maturity and the unique digital DNA of their leaders. And another point of view that is interesting on how we can move forward, in improving this. This highlights our limitation and provides a path for us to move forward. But nevertheless, I do believe at UTM, we are at the advanced digital integration level. Okay. And I believe this would be an interesting research to conduct in UTM and in any institution. Well, thank you, Prof. Nordin, for that enlightening presentation. As for the rest, stay tuned. Do not leave the session just yet, please. We have about 900 plus just now, and now it comes down to 880. So stay tuned. We still have another one speaker, yeah? Now, let's move on to our second speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Wardatul Akmam Dane from University Malaysia Sabah. So let me just introduce to you, Dr. Warda has been actively involved in internationalization, and institutional leadership, bringing extensive experience in integrating strategic initiative within academic settings. She currently serves as the director for the Center for Internationalization and Global Engagement at UMS, where she leads efforts to enhance global collaboration. Additionally, Dr. Wada is a key DXC project partner, playing a pivotal role in advancing digital leadership initiative in higher education. So today, Dr. Wada will share her perspective on digital leadership and its role in fostering a future-ready education ecosystem. Yeah. So Dr. Wada, over to you.
Okay, let me share first. Can you see my slide?
Not okay. Yes, we can. Maybe you can preview it now. Thank you.
All right. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning, everyone. Just like Prof. Nordin, I'm not an expert on digital transformation, just a novice user. However, I think I was very fortunate to be mentored by Prof. Nordin and got the opportunity to be part of the DXC research group. That was the experience wonderful. Before we proceed to my presentation, I'd like to acknowledge the insightful presentation by Prof. Nordin, which laid the foundation for my presentation. Prof. Nordin highlighted just now the crucial role of digital transformation in higher education, emphasizing how universities must evolve in AI-powered digital-first institution, right? And his talk covered key topics such as digital leadership competencies, digital maturity assessment, and strategic roadmaps for university for successful transition into digital-first ecosystem. So building on this, my presentation today focuses specifically on analyzing digital leadership within Malaysian universities. Yeah, I'll try to examine how institutions are navigating this transformation, the challenges that they face, and the strategies that they are employing to foster effective digital leadership. We will look into practical examples from various institutions covering crucial areas like digital transformation, AI integration, data-driven decision-making, digital governance, managing hybrid teams. What else? Oh, my screen is moving. Okay. And also the last one, digital leadership. Yeah. Right. So the first one, adaptive leadership in digital transformation. Now, for this particular topic, I will focus on UITM. Okay, UITM. Basically, adaptive leadership in digital transformation means how leadership leaders are involved, university leaders are involved in guiding institutions through significant technological change by quickly adjusting strategies to leverage these new digital opportunities. So when I look at University Technology Mara, UITM, I see that they have introduced significant digital initiative. Okay. So they have introduced a few programs like Trans for You 2.0, Adopt Creative Cloud Integration, UITM 2025 Digital Roadmap. Okay. Now, the Trans for You 2.0 is a wide-reaching digital transformation aimed at modernizing UITM educational and administrative system. So they apply it to their teaching and learning, and also at their administrative level. Okay, so they integrate things like cloud computing, data analytics, mobile solutions to simplify tasks and improve efficiency and enhance student experience. Okay, and their UITM 2025 digital roadmap, on the other hand, is their strategic plan aiming to establish the university as a top digital institution by 2025. Okay, and they, in this roadmap, they point out or they indicate what are things things like infrastructure development that they are going to do, what kind of training they are going to provide in digital skill for their staff and students, and how they are going to integrate innovative technologies into teaching and research. Okay, so we see that UITM proactively managed this initial the resistance among staff. I think this is fairly common. All universities will face this kind of resistance. Even us at UMS also was it was quite a difficult task, I think, for the e-learning team to promote all these digital technologies to be employed by all the lecturers. But then COVID-19 came, right? So that was Allah's help. It was made easy for I think, for the e-learning team, where all of us were forced somehow to use digital teaching and learning. Yeah. So so that is the first example or case study. The second case study is the intersection of AI and digital leadership. Now, for this, I am going to quote UITM, okay, where UITM, I think, have invested 20 million for this particular activity. Now, artificial intelligence in digital leadership is about integrating AI technologies ethically in education and ensuring that alignment with industry demands. And UTM created the Malaysian first faculty of AI. Well done, investing 20 million. You have developed courses that focus equally on technical AI skills and also ethical usage. Okay, and you also have a very close partnership with industry leaders, and ethics specialists have ensured students become skilled but responsible AI practitioners, which is important in this AI world. Next one is data-driven. For this, I'm going to look at University Malaya. Now, data-driven leadership is where the leadership uses clear, factual information from data analytics to guide their decision. So this is replacing the traditional guesswork that mostly or widely used before this. So initially encountered resistance from researchers and administrative staff due to concern about the complexity of the new technologies used, and also their fear of increased workload and skepticism about changing established practices. These are all very common.
Salahnya kita cuba memberi panduan, guideline, tapi tak nak terima.
Okay, all right. Now, looking at all these issues, which I think important for us to ponder on, because I think all of us at the various university will be facing this kind of problems too. So what the did was they implemented focused training. Okay, and in each training they will show practical examples so that the participant can see, oh, this is done this way and this helped me in such a way and so on. Yeah, so and they communicated clearly the benefits like improved research accuracy, administrative efficiency, and better resource management. These efforts made data-driven practices widely accepted across UM. So that is the third case study. And the fourth case study is leading hybrid and digital first teams. Now, for this, I think the best example will be OUM, Open University Malaysia. We are aware of how they conduct their classes. Everything is online. However, for example, when they come over to Sabah, especially when they have students from the rural areas, it was quite a challenge for them, because in the outskirts of Kota Kinabalu, don't have to go far, just the outskirts of Kota Kinabalu, go 20 kilometers out, you will see that you may have all the infrastructure, but you may not have the support, like you don't have good internet service. So, or if you want to go into teaching and learning, the schools have more dire issues that they need to sort out rather than just buying all these digital IT-based teaching and learning tools. So same thing for students who are studying, who are from the rural area. Quite, I would say, quite difficult for them. So OUM has to think about how do we overcome this issue. So they started this hybrid or digital first teams that involve effectively combining online and face-to-face teaching methods. So it's no longer for these areas that has these problems, they can't afford to be fully digital, they can't be fully online. So they had to do kind of hybrid teaching and learning. So OUM faced issues with technological access for students in remote areas, and they responded by providing mobile-friendly digital learning solutions, because everyone, wherever they are, will have mobile phone. Affordable and accessible technologies and comprehensive training for teachers. This approach ensured equal education opportunities, I would say, for all students. Okay, so this is regardless where the students are. Yeah, so they can still be OUM students, and by making it hybrid, they managed to bridge the technological gap. Yeah. So this is one example where leading hybrid and digital first teams. Yeah, I think every university now have this ruling whereby our teaching and learning must be sort of a hybrid too, whereby out of the 14 weeks, maybe certain number of weeks has to be done online. So these are also, I would say, activities leading towards empowering the digital transformation in our teaching and learning. The next case study is institutional digital governance. Yeah. Now, for this, I choose University Science Malaysia. The digital governance at USM is very much involving policies and practices that safeguard data, that ensure digital security, and promote responsible digital use. Okay, so USM identified these growing, I would say, cyber security threats and data protection needs. So initially, again, the staff members showed hesitation and concern about the complexity and additional responsibility associated with cyber security practices. But then USM proactively addressed this resistance by clearly communicating the personal and institutional benefits of cybersecurity measures to all their staff. And also, not only creating or giving them the awareness, the staff were also trained. So USM provide extensive training and practical demonstration and offering accessible support system. Okay, so as a result, now cybersecurity initiative at USM became broadly accepted by the staff, and it has significantly enhanced digital safety and compliance across the institution. So we see again here how the leadership, work in this kind of situation. Yeah. The sixth case study focuses on digital mobility and international collaboration. For these, I'm going to share our experience here at University Malaysia Sabah. Now, being UMS and being in the Borneo part of Malaysia, I would say we are unfortunate in the sense that we miss out the chances of collaborating with the other universities in the Peninsula Malaysia. So looking for students, bringing in mobility students was not, well, I would say, is not an easy task for us. Okay, but then, as you know, to be a university that is accepted by the international, to be accepted internationally, we have to play the game. So us at the international office here at UMS, we always try to innovate, initiate, and be creative with, especially with mobility programs that we have. We find that bringing in students to Sabah for one full semester is not an easy task. The first issue is immigration. Sabah has an immigration rule of its own. Okay, so at UMS we are not under EMGS. We can't go under EMGS because all the decisions made by Sabah Immigration. So getting visa for student is also not an easy task. So, for example, in the Peninsula Malaysia, you can have students from Nigeria, right? But us at in Sabah, Nigeria people cannot enter Sabah at all. Okay, and Bangladeshi, if they were to come in, they will have to have a special permission by the Sabah state government for them to enter. So looking at this issue, and especially after COVID, where the numbers keep deteriorating, so we have to think about ways on how we want to promote, especially mobility to international students. So this is where we started with the launching of the COIL program. COIL here stands for Collaborative Online International Learning. Okay, now this is a transformative initiative that promotes virtual global education combined with structured blended mobility. Okay, now students, now, they don't have to be here for this mobility. It's the lecturers that is going to move. Meaning, when we do the mobility with, for example, Indonesia, with a lecturer in Indonesia, so our lecturer will go to Indonesia to teach for a certain number of weeks in Indonesia. And the Indonesian lecturer will come over to UMS to teach for the certain number of weeks. So this is how we call it. Okay, so students do not move. Only the lecturers will do the moving, which is also, I would say, beneficial for our lecturers, because going there to teach is not the only activity that they can do. They can also collaborate in terms of research. They can also do talks and whatnot, sharing of knowledge while they were either in Malaysia or in Indonesia. Okay, so students-wise, most of it will be online. But then there will be some face-to-face. But then there will be at least one assessment that has to be co-shared. Meaning, us, the lecturers in UMS will be marking the partner students' assessment, and the partner lecturer will be marking our students. So we have what we call this cross-check, okay, of our students' work. And it has so far been in practice for 2 years, and we have been, ongoingly improving this call program, but it is a success. So our students, though we don't have the money to send them outside for this ABA mobility, but they managed to get it via this call program. Yeah. So that is case study number 6. Case study number 7 is building a digital learning culture. Now for this, I'm going to quote Taylor's University. Okay. So what they did was they implement digital technologies within daily education practices. They transform the traditional classroom into an innovative learning environment. So Taylor's University initially faced again hesitation from both staff and students to adopting digital tools, primarily due to unfamiliarity with new technologies, concern over again increased workload, and uncertainty about the effectiveness of digital methods compared to traditional approaches. Now, so to address this, Taylor's University provided again extensive training session, developed user-friendly digital resources, and maintaining an ongoing technical support, which is extremely good. And these measures demonstrated clear, tangible benefits of such, flexibility, I would say, more interactive and engaging classroom experience, and enhanced learning outcome, which gradually overcome initial doubts and fostered enthusiastic acceptance and integration of digital learning in that university. Okay, right. So that is Taylor's University. The next one is digital leadership competency, and for this I'm going to quote UNIMAP and UTS. Yeah. Now, when we say digital leadership competency, what we mean here is the essential digital skills and knowledge university graduates must have to effectively navigate and succeed in a digitally oriented workforce. This is very much focusing on students. Okay, so UNIMAP, University of Malaysia Perlis, and University of Technology Sarawak in Miri, collaborate with industry partners such as Siemens, okay, to do this, okay, because they realize that the rapid pace of technological change, both institutions ensured that their curricula were continually updated and students were provided with real-world training opportunities. So if you look at the all the leadership activities before this, they are all very much focusing on the staff academic and also management. But for UNIMAC and UTS, in this case, they focuses on the graduates. So their students, okay, with this collaboration with the industry, will ensure that they were fully equipped or well equipped with current industry relevant digital leadership skill, which is interesting, I would say. Yeah? And the last case study would be looking at digital leadership in research and innovation. And this I go back to UTM. Okay. And I say one example which is close to heart is our DXC project. Yeah. So in this digital leadership, I think research and innovation, using digital tools and technology, develop new ideas and innovative projects. Now, UTM and partners, okay, we've got a few countries from, us from Malaysia, we have universities from Cambodia, we have universities from Laos, Spain, Latvia, Estonia, and Portugal. Okay, now these partners, we work together to help universities in the Southeast Asia improve their digital skills. Okay, after doing it we started in 2023, Zach, right? 2023 we started, and we are towards the end of our research now. We see that when we compare Malaysia to Laos and Cambodia, we still have a lot of work that we can do to help our friends in those two countries. Yeah. The main goal of this project is very much creating effective digital strategies, enhancing teaching and learning quality, and improving the way digital education is delivered, which we see is an ongoing thing, and is already established, I think, at UTM and also at UMS. It's only strengthening and beefing up of what we have. But if we look at some of these countries, they need a lot of help in terms of even the infrastructure is also very much needed over there. So there's still a lot of work to be done, but we see that the people over there, they are very knowledgeable in terms of digital transformation. The only, I think, issue there would be infrastructure. Well, get money is the issue there. Yeah. Now, obviously, when we were conducting this research, we faced several challenges, especially when we were collaborating internationally, because different universities have different standard expectation and ways of communicating. The European partners, they were very advanced. Okay, so when they thought that we were very mediocre in terms of our digital transformation, so they went really low, very simple, which in the end we said, no, we are okay with all this. So the work, the discussion, the going back and forth between the universities, until the end now, we have managed, I would say, to come up with the 3 modules, which one of it is leadership, digital leadership transformation, which is one of the modules produced by this research. What can I say? What else can I say? I have to be thankful, I think, to UTM for roping us in. Yeah? This chance is really an eye-opening for most of us in the team, because we took for granted so many things. We thought that, we just make sure that, we are quite advanced in our knowledge for digital transformation, and we just, it's like a plug and play thing for us. But in certain countries, that is not as easy as that. So it's really a good learning, I would say, for us. And the last one here, I would say, is on digital leadership in academic programs. Now, for this, we are going to look at this university, APU, ASB, Monash University Malaysia, IMU, and USM. Yeah. Now, This digital leadership in academic programs highlights specialized university program explicitly designed to develop leadership skills tailored to digital transformation. So they have these courses in their university. So institutions like, APU, ASB, Monash, IMU, and USM tackled this challenge of aligning their academic programs with the rapidly evolving needs of the digital industry. So they actively involve industry experts in the curriculum development and continuous updated their course content based on industry feedback. This dynamic approach ensured that their graduates were effectively prepared and highly marketable in the modern workforce. Okay, right. So I think today, this morning, we have explored the significance of digital leadership across various critical areas through practical examples from the Malaysian University. So I myself, and I also encourage you to consider these strategies and approaches and reflect on how they might be adapted to our own institution. Okay, this will be very beneficial. Yeah. And with that, thank you for your attention, and I look forward to our discussion. Dr. Zach, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Associate Prof. Dr. Wardah. I think the case studies you have shared provide valuable insight into managing digital transformation challenges. We all face the challenges, yeah, especially for developing and least developed countries like we've worked with Laos, Cambodia. I think your input can be crucial resources for the leaders involved. And it's important actually to recognize the value of building an ecosystem. You were touching on the ecosystem rather than relying on a one-man show, yeah? So thank you again, Prof, for your insightful presentation. Are you willing to take some questions perhaps, or?
Sure.
Yeah, so
Where is
any...
Prof. Nordin?
Prof. Nordin is still around? Okay, still around, lovely.
Okay.
So maybe we can have like 2 questions from the audience. Anybody would like to pose your questions to our speakers? Please do so.
Or even suggestions, eh?
Yeah, discussion,
Yeah.
on facing this digital transformation. I've seen some comments in the chat section earlier, but that has to do mostly with teaching and learning pedagogies, I shall share with you. I already shared, for matter of fact, we're going to have another 2 webinars, which will answer that specific questions just now from that audience. You can have a look at our Facebook, DXC project, to look at when, the next webinar is going to take place. Yeah, I've shared with you. Any other questions, perhaps?
What is DXC project? DXC project.
Sorry, who are we talking to?
My name is Parul Huyop daripada Bioscience Department. DXC project. DXC project ni based kat mana, US ataupun UTM ataupun so interesting.
Okay, Prof. Nordin, would you like to answer that?
Yeah, you are the head of project now.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Dr. Fahrul Huyop, yeah? You've seen the link, the xc.co just now. I've shared with you the link. Did you get the link just now? To answer your questions, is actually a grant that we receive, Prof. Nordin, who initiated this, we received from the Erasmus Capacity Building Grant. You can also look into their website, and if you're interested to know further, you yourself can apply for the grant. But for this specific project, we are looking at helping, our Asian partners. And when we say we help our Asian partners like Laos and Cambodia, we work together with all these European universities. There's about 5 European universities that are involved in this project. So together, we try to provide better digital transformation to our Asian partners. It's quite interesting to see different level of transformation going on in every university's country, you see. So we learn a lot from there as well. As the developing country, that's very interesting. We have developed, developing, and least developed countries. So there's different levels of transformation, you see, and we become the middle person to connect this transformation. And if you wish to know further, maybe you can get in touch with us. And if you wish to apply for another grant, which is similar to it, we maybe can assist you with that. Yeah, Dr. Fahrul, is it? Does that answer your question?
Yes, yes. At least dapat some idea lah. Terima kasih, Sekretariat.
Sama-sama.
Terima kasih.
Okay, another question perhaps?
What time is it, Prof, in US?
Now 9:30. So I
Wow.
miss my tarawih lah tonight.
Allah.
Actually, when we start, actually 8 o'clock p.m. So just after my iftar lah, yeah, after Maghrib, immediately I joined this. Prof. Farul, I just add a little bit more about DSC project.
Okay.
As mentioned by Dr. Zai is now the what we call it a lead coordinator for the project. I used to do that. Since I'm retiring soon, so I passed the role to her. We are helping countries like Laos and Cambodia to upgrade their digital learning capabilities. In some of the institutions that we're dealing with, they don't even have LMS, for their online learning or digital learning. So we help them to set up the system and conduct training for their academic staff. As what we are doing in this seminar, we are sharing the content that have been delivered to us by our European partners. So since this is a capacity building project, so we develop training modules. So we have been conducting TOT, training of trainers. So we have people who have been trained to do this. We also train trainers in Cambodia and Laos so that they can continue the training activities beyond the scope of the project. So what hopefully we'll achieve is to build up the team so that we can spread the knowledge, disseminate the knowledge to as many institutions as possible. In some institutions in Cambodia and Laos, they are already in terms of technology. They have the team. They have started their e-learning and whatnot. But the rest of the country, most of the universities, especially in the province, which are far from the capital, they are struggling. They don't have basic IT infrastructure. What more, LMS, whatnot. So we're helping them to do this. Basically, in our project, we have 3 scopes. One is to develop training modules for the leaders. So this one is part of that training for the leaders. And then we have module B, what we call it, that is for IT managers, and module C are for the teachers. So hopefully we're covering the whole ecosystem in terms of implementing digital learning in higher education. Everything has to start from digital transformation of the higher education institution, and then application in teaching and learning. So just a standard explanation about the DSC project. Prof. Any other question?
Yeah, thanks so much, Prof.
Tonight? Yeah.
Okay, there's 2 more questions for Dr. Wardah by Farid Pago. How can Sabah leverage its unique geographical to develop a sustainable and inclusive digital connectivity that benefits both urban and rural communities?
Okay. Now, at UMS, we have a lot, I would say, projects, research projects, tapping on this issue. Yeah. In fact, yesterday I just went and see the state education uh, Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri, okay, on discussing about research that we can do to help them with their, rural school especially. So what I can say here, there's a lot of government and private sector collaboration in Sabah. Okay, we see that this is a dire situation. This is a big issue in Sabah, and we want our Sabahan to be at par with the rest of Malaysia. So, like for example, we have even Sabah has come up with its own Sabah Digital Connectivity Blueprint. Okay, where private telcos and research programs from us at the university, we collaborate and impart this with the with these what we say, these underprivileged areas in Sabah. Yeah. In fact, like yesterday, we wanted to look into the use of Starlink maybe for teaching, for teaching in these remote areas. Yes, it's still there's a lot of research here, and our friends from UTM, you're also invited to come over, and we can maybe collaborate on how we can expand this research in these areas. Yes, I hope that answers your question.
Don't forget this conference we're having.
Oh
From
yeah,
Wardah.
about that. I think Dr. Zach, maybe we can share later in the group. As our final product for the DXC grant, we have to come out with an international conference. Okay. At first, we wanted to do it face to face, but we realized that it is a digital conference, so we opt for making it fully digital. So it's going to be not online. It's going to be online, and all are invited. Participation is free. But then, if you have you intend to share your papers with us, you want to present, it's only for a small fee. So we are trying to make as many people join and share whatever you have on digital transformation during this, and it will be at the end of October this year. Yeah. So Dr. Zach has shared the a link to the conference. You're all welcome to join us. Yeah.
On 27 to 28, 2 days,
28. Yeah.
conference. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Arta. There's another question about the copyright, but Prof. Nordin already answered that, yeah? So we are actually free to use the questionnaire you have provided, yeah, Prof. Nordin?
Dr. Zofika wants to ask something, Dr. Zach, I think.
Oh, Dr. Zul. Yes, Dr. Zul.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum, Prof. And Dr. Wardah, thank you for the opportunity. Now, you did mention, Prof, earlier about the culture change. Now we are talking about the transformations, the adaptations, but are we actually ready for the transitions? You know that the technology itself is like, whatever that we have today might be obsolete tomorrow, right? So
Ever
the issue
changing.
the issue of transitions, because this what we can see clearly, before the COVID-19, it was seems like the issue, I mean, we were so-called given options, to go for, like, let's say for example an online class, but everyone say, oh, we are not ready, we don't have the proper training for that one, and then after that the COVID hits us and we have no choice. We have to go like online everything, whether you're ready or not. That's why I was stated just now about, like, sometimes we don't have options when it comes to technology, and it's like the issue of transitions. Now I'm back with that because recently we were asked to go for the AI counselors, so in which again for us, I don't think that we are ready, but then somehow or another, there are applications that are out there that playing some roles of a counselor. So going back my questions, what about the transitions when, do we really focus in, because you did mention the experience in Cambodia, having the TOT, is that the transitions or is that the preparations? We're talking about, plunging into the technology itself, in adapting, in adjusting the new scenario that we have today. Thank you so much, Prof. and Dr. Wada.
Susah tu jawab.
Susah. Okay,
Okay,
I try
let
to
me
make it
take
simple.
one by
I try
one.
to simplify. I try to simplify because kita bercakap berkenaan dengan transformations, but without we realize that before the transformation itself, the transitions period, the transitions process itself is the crucial part in transformation. So macam, probably in our experiences in UTM, we do have this Envision 2025, means that we are prepared, we are moving slowly, gradually, before we actually realize, oh, kita dah masuk 2025 dah, it's about to end, and then we are looking for 2030, that kind of thing. So focusing in the transition for me is a crucial before the transformation itself. So Prof, are we really doing the transition?
Thank you.
Are we really doing the
Let
transition?
me address it. Thank you for the clarification. In fact, if you notice that I use both terminologies, I use transformation and I use transition. Transformation is our end game, it's our end state. So you want to transform to become something else. We shifted our position and changed the way we do things, like, the examples I give around our life now, things that we never go back to that kind of situation anymore, like we're not going to the bank anymore, except probably to close the account, open an account and close the account, but we don't go to the bank anymore for 95% of our businesses with the bank. The rest is just online, or you can deal it 24/7. So that's the transformation I'm talking about. While in other sectors, things have happened, and actually without us realizing it, that we have actually transformed. So why we are giving a lot of excuses in higher education? So, but okay, then by identifying things that we want to do, once we have defined our end game or end state, then we identify where we are and we look at our strategy step by step. This is what transitioning. If you are at level 2, then we move to level 3. From level 3, we move to level 4, etc. So if we plan strategically, then we know exactly where we are going. We have the map. We have the navigation system to move. And this is where the role of leaders is important. Their visioning of where we are going, our end state, is important. At the same time, we have to have a strategic map, how we go about and doing it. That's transitioning. So this requires strategic direction from our leaders and ourselves. If we are leading our unit, PTJ, we are leading department. So we need to do things that are relevant to our scope of work, and do this and do this progressively. So I think this is not something difficult to do. And we can identify the technology, we can acquire the technology bit by bit, but the most important is the willingness of the people, of the staff, to accept the changes and adapt. And without their readiness, if they resist the change, then nothing you can do about it. Whatever the physical changes or direction that you give or the vision that you provide, if there is no readiness, nothing can be done. So this is not only that require strong leadership, but also the staff under the organization also have to understand where we are going. And if you're not part of it, then we probably be left behind. So this is very important, not only in digital transformation, but all other things that we do.
If I may add, Prof.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I think I would say transition as the bridge to transformation definitely is important. It's like warming up before the big race. Okay, so we need to prepare the system. We need to reduce shock. We need to ensure that a successful and lasting transformation happened. Okay, like if we reflect back on all the case study that I've mentioned just now, all of them face resistance at the earlier part. But when everybody open up their heart and soul, I would say, to that transformation, see, it is workable. It is in the end they see the beauty and what they are gaining from this transformation. So by that time they will embrace this transformation. Definitely, transition is not easy, but it is crucial. I would say that would be my opinion.
I think the same point has been posted by Prozaid Atun in the chat section about a strategic shift, yeah, as both Prof. Nordin and Dr. Wardah have stated. I think, yeah, like you said, building, developing the bridge. But in our case, you don't have time to wait, until the bridge is there, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have to transition together while building the bridge. So this is where I think like Malaysia, if compared to our least developed partners, yeah, we're lucky that we have people that build policies, guidelines, to moderate the transition. We even have the AI guidelines and so forth. So like if compared to those least developed countries, they don't even have proper guidelines or policy on this. So yeah, we're doing okay. It's just that we need leaders who can really, drive this faster. Okay, any more question? Let's see, we have
Salam Prof.
Waalaikumsalam.
Kalau saya nak tanya tentang dari segi awareness ini dalam segi negara yang bergolak tu bagaimana? Ada case study gitu?
Yang bergolak maksudnya yang our warring country, Yaman apa semua ni.
Yaman.
Sorry, saya tak menengok lagi ke situ. Saya memang untuk, that should be interesting to see juga. Yeah. Macam mana, because I think university mereka kalau sebelum ditutup, I heard sekarang ni dah buka balik. Sebab ada inisiatif untuk buat promosi ke sana, tapi saya takutlah pula nak pergi tempat warring country ni kan. Tapi since mereka kata dah mula buka, so I think something is in place over there for them to run their university. Boleh ditengokkan lepas ni.
But if we go back to the Maslow of needs, like the basic, they are not done with all the safety, even basic food and all that are not done. How can they face the transformation of this digitalization, isn't it? So they must settle that one first before they can just move on to the upper chain of the Maslow needs.
Interesting to find out juga, Zach. Sebab when I found out that they are offering dan kami disuruh pergi ke sana untuk buat promotion.
Macam negara Libya misalnya kan.
Yeah, I think there will be one team, the DVCs yang akan pergi ke Libya, I think bulan 4 ni. Untuk tengok benda tu. So, okay, nanti saya korek-korek apa cerita kat sana.
Terima kasih, Dong.
Sama.
Okay, it's almost 12. Prof. Zaida, you have posted something on the chat section.
Nice comments, yeah. True, I agree.
Okay, begins with individual, true. It's both bottom ups and top down, isn't it? If you want it to be really driving it faster. Smooth and impactful transition. Agree? Thank you. Maybe, okay, since no more questions, maybe we can wrap up. If there's anything from both speakers to say, your
Thank
final
you.
words. Yep.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to share.
Thank you to you too, Prof. Wada, for willing to have this sharing session with us. Prof. Nordin, rise and shine in the morning.
You dah makan kot. Kita
Oh,
yang
at night,
pasal.
yeah, correct.
Well, is it, I don't have anything else to say. Alamak, ada soalan pula.
Tu.
One
Ada
question, how
soalan lagi,
can
okay.
best effectively address?
Low income communities.
They also have that kind of issues, kan?
They have a lot of company giants there that have played very big roles.
For
You
them,
have
I
to
think it's
ask
already a
President
way of
Trump, eh?
life, kan ni.
Cik Farid, you have to ask President Trump about this. Of course, like everywhere, the inequalities, issues that are facing in terms of digital divide, they are also facing here. Although they are developed country, not all of them fortunate enough to receive higher education. Not all of them even opportunity to travel abroad. Actually, one of my work here, actually, the work that I'm doing here while I'm doing visiting as a visiting scholar here in the US is to develop instrument to measure global competence, global competency of students. Originally, I wanted to develop it for Southeast Asian universities or Southeast Asian students, but apparently they also in need of that. The reason being depends to the location of the university or the location of the state. For example, Wyoming is located in the mountain area, very far from other places. Their students are not exposed to outside world, so they are lacking in terms of their exposure to intercultural exchanges. So if you're living in the city in New York or LA or San Francisco, you're exposed to a lot of multicultural environment where you have exposure to different kind of people that you're dealing with. Here in Wyoming, the majority of people are local. 60% of the students are local students. Only a few from outside the states and also from overseas. So the students are not exposed to outside world. So myself, I'm encouraging them to travel to Asia, and I'm bringing them, some of them, about 20 of them, to Malaysia in June. So hopefully they'll get exposure to Malaysia and our, everything that we can offer in terms of intercultural exchange. So that's in the context of global competence, the graduate attributes. In terms of general population, if you are poor, then you are you are probably in a disadvantaged group to get the privilege of education and higher education and whatnot, and you'll probably be left behind. That's why in terms of inclusivity here is very big. Here in Wyoming, in South Dakota, in Colorado, this is the area where the reservation area for the Red Indians, for the native. They are here, so they are very, very much left behind in terms of whatever that we're talking about, education or digital divide, whatnot. So there are affirmative actions that that can help them to get the opportunity. So special scholarship for them, special pathway for them, special everything for them to get education and exposure. So including exposure to digital transformation, I would say. So this is not an answer. So they are facing challenges.
Hifah boleh tanya satu lagi soalan. Apa ni?
Yes.
Kalau
lama tak jumpa.
Macam untuk provide untuk
Boleh dengar. Ya, silakan.
Untuk negara-negara macam apa ni, Laos ke Cambodia ke, dia punya server infrastructure tu kita provide ke macam mana? Kalau untuk dia belajar.
Dalam projek ni kita tak cukup duit untuk kita buat. Kita hanya boleh bantu sikit-sikit saja ni infrastructure side. So we throwing banyak-banyak bagi skill sajalah. Kita bagi sikit lah, dalam bajet tu tak cukup untuk bagi banyak-banyak. So dia punya bandwidth dia sangat-sangat kecil. So kena macam e-learning yang kita bantu dia orang pun yang gunakan bandwidth yang kecil lah. So ada projek yang memang bantu. There are projects, for example, from Japan that give big money lah, amount of money to certain universities, not all universities pun. So they cannot help all universities, only certain universities that have been also by Korean government for the past 10 years. So there are efforts by international organization helping them. We are in Laos and Cambodia. In not only Laos, Cambodia, but also in Myanmar.
Tapi I think the beauty of this project, Prof, walaupun kita tak boleh nak, give them a lot of equipments and all that, the beauty is that we unite them. We get, for example, Institute of Technology Cambodia to work with another rural university like UHST, So like it or not, they have to work together and help each other. So that's the best part also, I think.
And we help to enlighten their top management.
Correct.
See the importance of this.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Prof.
The server we provided so far 3 years, but if they are interested after we train them with the LMS, with other like servers, technical parts, if they're interested after that 2 years, they can maybe continue to purchase the similar server. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
No worries. Okay. So, kalau tak ada lagi, looks like we almost come to the end of our session. But before we conclude, I'd like to remind everyone, all participants, to fill in the survey. Our secretariat has posted the link to the survey for us to improve our webinar. So kindly, please, fill in that survey. And I would like to say a huge thank you, especially to our 2 speakers, for sharing your expertise, your experiences, and to all of our participants for participating. So we hope this session has provided valuable insight into digital leadership and its significance in higher education. But please stay tuned for another 2 webinars. Yeah, we have another 2. And we may also share other webinars that are going to be shared by our partners in Laos, Cambodia. We're going to put that up on our website as well as our Facebook. So stay tuned. Another one will take place on 20th of March. Nak dekat dah, okay, before Raya, covering a topic about generative AI for teaching and learning. This is open to all as well. While the third one, will be after Raya on 30th of April, on online learning pedagogical approach, because I've seen some of you were asking about the technology on the teaching and learning, perspective. So we're going to do that on the third webinars. So with that, we wrap up our webinars on digital leadership. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget the survey. See you in next webinar. Have a great day ahead. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Zat, ambil gambar tak?
Ambil gambar. Okay. Nak ambil gambar. Okay. Sempat tak? Ada dah keluar. Okay,
Dah separuh dah.
I'll just snap, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next one. Okay.
Separuh buka.
Prof Farul dah buka. Okay, Prof. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, another section. 1, 2, 3. Let's get another one. There's a lot actually.
Okay, I'm smiling je lah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Dr. Su ada tu. Okay. And then another section. 1, 2, 3. There's about like 1,400 plus just now when I look at the attendance. Yeah.
Wow, well done,
Yeah.
well done.
Turn up.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. And the best part, there's we get to know there's disability participant, you know, and female, male, even from Brunei.
Wow, good.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
We also have from Cambodia and from
Yes.
Philippines. Yeah.
We saw just now.
All right. I'm just going to snap and go to the next one. Yeah. We have Faisal even. Okay. 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 Rizman section. There's so many. Okay. Bear with me. All right. Okay. Section Hazlina Uthman. Okay. We even have those from Sabah. Non-academic, a lot of non-academician here. Thank you so much for your participation. Okay, we have Nur Asnita. Okay. Okay, look at the section of Atika Ulfa Fauzan. Tak habis, panjang. Okay, another one. Okay, there you go, done. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Take care. Selamat berbuka puasa nanti.
So, ke puasa kalau tak jumpa selamat Hari Raya.
Selamat Hari Raya.
Kita ada lagi sekali before Raya.
Next week. Yeah, betul.
Yeah, we
Okay.
have.
Thank you very
After
much.
Raya, even after Raya, okay?
Thank you, Dr. Wada.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Dr. Wada. Thank you,
Thank you,
Pranodin.
everyone.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Dr. Rijal.
Dr. Rijal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Masih join ya. Agaknya bermanfaat lah.
Amin raise hand tiba-tiba. Okay. Okay, with that, I'll just close this. Yeah, I'll see you in next webinars. Take care, everyone.
Tak sangka Zat, ramai Zat. Saya keluar ya Zat.
And then you put the rest. Yeah. Ah, yes. Yeah. Really something. So you provide you are taking external service provider or someone. Someone applicable.
Yang plan tu apa? Start dari apa? Previous
And then thinking of background, etc. Then here, this year was
PT program
the PD then.
plan this year baru March kan can this year last year upload in PT activity this year your plan or not you have any in queue lah not yet lah then later
The money.
So, example, you okay, this year, maybe MIM cannot do. So we can keep up that year. Yeah.
Plan. Planning only. Sometimes when I am the feel You cannot maybe
That's boleh bagi example macam mana you terima request daripada customer untuk buat calibration? Oh, boleh.
Sign.
What is Johor system? Huh? Your in-house system ah? Who handle the system? GM. Ah, so he can see lah. Any inquiry coming in. Ah. See the progress lah. Until done calibration until the job done, he can see lah inside the system.
Yes.
Ah. Ah. Certificate, test report, not calibration report, not from the
inquiry, correction, maybe skill development can keep up with that. But
So if request to receive, they will ask you whether can do or cannot do lah.
yes.
So you just from the system you acknowledge, approve or something like that lah.
So control petition. So what customer yang so editors petition statement of this one lah. So and then so this after the people.
So they request from email
The email.
email lah.
Yeah.
Siapa yang check? Email umum ke email personal?
Email PIC punya test admin company admin.
Use the general email address lah. So purchasing department sales department.